The Westchester Tour is coming to a close, everybody. Carson Gambaro alongside not only our episode 16 guest Ryan Temistokle, but we got a guest host, my good friend Taylor Mascetta.
You knew I had to pop out for a Westchester tour.
It's long overdue. But
I know. I'm glad we made it happen.
We're here. We are here.
It came in my episode.
Because you were the one that helped me come up with this great big day trip idea. So right off the bat, I'd like to thank you especially for that.
And I would like to thank you guys so much for inviting me on this podcast.
Absolutely. First, I would like to give our guest host a little bit of a deeper introduction. Taylor, tell those who are unfamiliar a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, guys. I'm Taylor. You might recognize my voice from two places. Number one, the Armory. I'm one of the in-stadium announcers there. Moving over to the social media department next season, so you'll be seeing a whole lot more of me. I also have done a number of the mile split commentaries alongside this guy. Most recently, we were at New York States together. I also worked Laux Games, New York Relays, Indoor States. So I've been working a lot in track and field, and I'm excited to now be guest co-host here for In Full Stride.
Guest co-host. What better way to continue our journey here? And one of those races at our most recent state meet that got you and I on the edge of our seat was that Class A Boys 400, where not only did we see Malachi Taylor, Washingtonville, go 46.98 for the win, but this guy, 47 for the very first time to get that bronze. Just a special moment to round out your senior year.
Yes, it was really a big moment. 47 has been my goal this whole entire season. This whole outdoor season was me putting my work from indoor to use in outdoor with the 400.
Mm-hmm. You actually got a state title in the indoor season, finishing third overall in the Feds. But again, if you're a returning viewer, you'll remember that Public School Federation distinction opens more opportunities in the great Empire State for those state titles. But I think we got to give you a chance to introduce yourself a little bit further. Who is Ryan Temistokle?
Well, first and foremost, hey everyone. I am Ryan Temistokle, and I compete for New Rochelle High School. Well, as I used to, as I now graduated, and I'm now going to the University of Rhode Island to compete track and field there. I've done track and field since my freshman year during the outdoor season, where I was a distance runner. Not the best distance runner. Maybe the worst, but when I did my sophomore year, that's when I did the indoor and I did outdoor, and I just got better and better. My coach moved me to sprinting, and then we pretty much worked from there as I had a breakout season my outdoor year, and pretty much the rest is history.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we've seen you crush it all season long, and we're both super excited we were able to meet up with you today, but we got to mention, we've got a little bit of connection. A10, I went to Fordham, you're off to URI. So, I mean, how are you feeling heading on over to college?
I'm feeling pretty amazed, actually, as I would like to thank the coaches and the staff at University of Rhode Island for giving me the opportunity, really, and really believing in me. And 47 was also a goal to get into the program and to be the best I can at the program. So it's really an amazing conference, really good competition. And I noticed that the 500's in the A10.
Okay, yeah, I meant to ask you about that. It's a whole bunch of mid-D opportunities, especially in our because they've got the 4, we got the 5, we got the 8, and the 1K indoors. So it's a whole bunch of different things you can maybe experiment with.
Yeah, the 500 was also a race I really did like, as I ran a 64 during my senior year, and it was a fun race, really, and I have the history with the 600, so I could hopefully ask the coaches to put me in the 500 at the conference championship.
Given your distance predominance, though, I'm intrigued to hear why you chose to focus all of your cards on the 400. Obviously, as we've seen in limited sample size, you got down to 154 as well in the 800, so you have that great mid-long sprinter range, but what drew you to the 400 and really go all in for that for the outdoor season?
So when it came to my sophomore year, where I got moved to sprinting, my coach really saw my potential and really wanted me to run a 400. So I ran a 58 for the first time, which was in trainers, and then
your first 400 was a 58?
Yeah,
I mean, hey, my first 400 was not a 58, but my first sub 60 400, which is also known as my first real 400, was a 58. So, twins.
I've never broken 60.
So, and then during the outdoor season, my first ever season opener was a 52. And then we lowered it down to 50.8, where I had the privilege to go to state championship for outdoor season in my sophomore year. And my coaches did really want me to focus on the 800, seeing my potential when it came to the endurance. But for me personally, and I'm going to look at the camera for saying this, I don't like the 800 at all.
Oh, that feels like a knife in my heart.
I'm sorry. I just feel the 800 is the most painful event, and it's the most complex event that I've ever done in my life. So whenever I would struggle in the 800, my friends, teammates would always mention my 600, saying, "You run this. You should be running this in the 800." And I was like,
119, yeah.
I'm just like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I mean, now I've got a hypothetical situation. If you got a head start, who would you rather race? Me in an 800 or Carson in a 400? If we got a head start.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you would probably have to. How about let's put Ryan in an 800, you in a 600.
Okay, we'll do that.
So you'd have to break 154.
I can do that. Well, maybe not for an 800 meters, but for a 600, yeah.
Are you answering your own hypothetical here?
God only knows.
What say you, Ryan? I'll take a 50-meter head start. Actually, yeah, that's 50. A little too much. Give me 30.
You sure about that?
Actually, speaking of 50, right? We are at East Chester right now, the track where you've been doing all your summer runs, because your high school track at New Rochelle is currently locked down. They got some pretty tight security there. We tried to get in for the episode at the home of the Huguenots, but they weren't going to cut it, not even for In Full Stride. But hey, we're going to remember that when we're all very rich, very famous, and very retired, right? But your home track is only 350 meters.
Yes. So it was really a crazy way to work with it. We worked with it last year, like doing I remember our main workouts were like 300s, 200s, 150. But this year, I got a new sprinting coach, which was Coach Pritchett. So he worked with us really. We were mainly doing like 350s as our workouts, 700s, which is painful.
Oh man.
And mainly ladders, but we mainly did the 350s, and there were some moments where we did like dynamics and then like sprints on the fence, really, for that fast footwork. And then one of them where he made us go on the fence, like run on it, and made us do a 350, which was painful.
Oh my gosh.
So expanding upon our hypothetical that you posed, Taylor, I think if we were to have a race where I run 350 and you run 400 on the new Rochelle track, you're more familiar with how a 400 is measured on that track, whereas I would probably see it and see, okay, I'm just going to run this one lap like I would any other one-lap race, and that might like cause me to leave a few hundredths on the table. I mean, in my 400s that I've been running this season all out, 47 is right about where I've been at through 350, so it'd be a pretty close race if you get back to your peak form. Who knows?
We got to make this race happen. I got to get in shape.
Yeah.
But
we need you to commentate.
Oh, that would be even better. I could be standing with the phone. I'm like, go, guys, go. Be a lot. That would be.
Yeah.
I think if you were to do that like right now, me and Carson would just collapse once we cross the finish line.
Yeah, and I'd be given the best commentating of my life.
Well, we got to give you a good show, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. I'll be. You guys have heard me screaming over like the loudspeaker. Yeah. I'll be putting on a good show.
Now, a big number that we've been emphasizing, right? I just mentioned it a couple times. Ryan mentioned it off the top as being important for college. 47. How is that more than just a number for you? Because every sprinter, I feel like every runner has their number that they visualize, that they plan for, scheme for. Why was that number 47 in the 400 for you?
It was really an achievement, really, and it was really like a mental block to really pass through, as my season really was just me with like 48s. But I started this thing where it was like road to 47, where I was like posting about it, any of my achievements, just to like get me like ready. Because I knew that time was really going to come, really. It just had to be at the right place, which happened to be at state champs. And it's pretty much was just the best achievement I've really like ever done. And it's really something that my coaches believed I can do. My friends believed that I can do. Like, even like before this year even started, they were like, you can get 47.
Yeah, and I can speak for the two of us. We were commentating that race where you broke that, and that was something we were keeping an eye on. We were like, is Ryan going to get under 48? Like, we both had a feeling you were going to do it, especially in that stage. So when that happened, when I say we both started jumping up and down, we were so hyped for you. I mean, walk me through like that. After you crossed the line, you're waiting in anticipation for that time. How did it feel when you finally saw like those magical 2 numbers?
Well, really, before like the whole meet started, is I had prom the day before, so what I was really thinking was it was Thursday, so I will focus on my prom, which is on Thursday, and then Friday state champs, and then I will focus on 48 and everything. So Thursday, I really just like wanted to have fun and everything. And then when it came to Friday, I was really prepared. I was really the most focused I've ever been in. So my coach was like standing up on the bleachers, and he was like noticing my body language, where it's like I'm not really like active or anything, like doing my thing. But I was really like actually like doing my thing. I was just like so like mentally focused and like so serious. So once I got on the track, I did my little warm-up thing, which is, if anyone's ever seen it or anyone doesn't know, if you've seen Dragon Ball Super Broly, it's when Goku does his little dance before he fights Broly. I've done that since my sophomore year, so it's really my go-to thing. And I just went down, really. I didn't use blocks, which was a funny story.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
It was a funny story because we didn't do any training. Me and Coach Pritchett just wanted me to go out regularly, so it really didn't stop me from being really focused and everything. So I went out and I just really did my thing. I was in lane 7, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I wanted to just immediately pass the guy that was in front of me and then just try to keep on going. I was like, could have used a little bit more in that backstretch, but it was good enough for me as I saw like lane 4 and the Washingtonville guys. And then I just did my thing once I hit the 150 and just immediately start kicking. And then I exited to the final 100 in good form, really. And I just kept going and going. So once I crossed the finish line, I saw the 46 immediately. And then that's when I was like, there's like so many thoughts running in my head, like, did I really get it? Did I really not get it? But I was really confident that I was able to get it. And then I looked up and then I saw 47 and I was like, I was so shocked and I was just so happy. And then I exited the track, and then my Coach Pritchett, was there for me, so happy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like States is like the perfect place to set like a personal best like that. Like, it's just like such a special like accomplishment.
What have you learned on the road to States about things like peaking in order to get yourself beyond what you would conceive as your prior limits?
So we really, I really talked about peaking when it came to Coach Pritchett, because we don't mainly do like speed work until like the end of the season. We mainly do endurance, and then we go straight to speed. Peaking was something that's always been in my head, so like I don't want to peak. My dad would always tell me, he's like, did you peak too soon? Like every time after a race, I'm like, no, I did not peak. And then really, when it comes to Coach Pritchett, which is day 1, I met him. He wanted to know my goals. I told him my exact goals. He says, I will do everything it takes for you to get your goals. You just have to trust me. So it's really my trust with Coach Pritchett, as he done his work for me, and he pretty much tells me all the time, like, you're not peaking anytime soon. And it pretty much helps me. It gets me motivated. It wants me to do more, really, and it's really helped me a lot. So when it comes to peaking, it's not really like on my mind, really, because I believe that I can always do better when it comes to every single practice, and when it comes to Coach Pritchett like motivating me and just really just being the best coach ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I want to ask a little bit more of like how important it is for you to have a relationship with Coach Pritchett like that, and like, you know, like going on that journey with him, and now it's like kind of to say goodbye with college and everything, but you have that moment to like, you know, stay with you. Like what does that mean to you?
It really means a lot, as even though he just joined this year, he was friends with my head coach, Coach Intervallo, and Coach Green, as he used to be the Alexander Hamilton coach.
Oh,
so he had that strong squad of like Jaden, Jair, who
Jair, I think he just won a D3 JUCO national title.
He
Jair
did.
Oliva Jr. with Hudson Valley Community College. So there you go.
I first met Coach Pritchett at the Somers Lions Club meet last year, where I faced off against Jair, and he beat me easily.
Oh, man.
And it was really like, it got me mentally, really. So I then saw him again at Counties, where I did the 4x4. I was supposed to face him in the 400 again, but I had hamstring problems with my right hamstring. So I came the next day for the 4x4 ready, hoping to like beat Alexander Hamilton. So I remember doing my warm-up. I was feeling a little bit hamstring pain, and he calls me saying, he's like, I heard like, you know, you're banged up. He's like, we wanted to like see you yesterday. And what immediately came to my mind, I'm just like, oh my God, like the ops wanted to beat me up again. Like,
oh my God.
So then we then did the 4x4 where it was me, Isaac, Miles, and Obi, and we beat them actually.
Whoa!
To where I was like hyped really because I was feeling the hamstring pain, but I pushed through it no matter what. So I told Coach Pritchett, I was like, "Can I get Jair one more time?" And he's like, "You're old news. You're old news." And I'm like, okay.
To be continued. But you mentioned the 4x4. Last year, you guys have come big strides since then. You ended up being part of the deepest ever New York State Championships with 16 teams all coming together, having a sub 320 time entering the state meet.
So we had a good 4x4 since last year, as our biggest achievement last year was making the Milrose games, where we ran like 325. And then we just kept getting better and better and better to where we did it at state champs. We had 2 seniors at the time because my teammate Manasi was injured. So it was me, Isaac Evans, Obi Ninjoku, and Max Poticho. And Max and Obi were seniors, so it was me and Isaac. So when it came to senior year, Manasi came back, and then we bumped up Miles to the squad. And we did a 4x4 to where our best was 317, which was during the outdoor season. And during the indoor season, me and Manasi were running our 50s. Isaac was running 51, and Miles ran 50 with 50 flat, which at the end of the season, we ended up getting 322 at the state championship meet. And then every single time, Coach Pritchett was like, "You guys can do better. You guys can do better." So we then entered this outdoor season wanting the best 4x4 ever. So we were training a lot. I went 48 at a very early time, which was my season opener. Manasi went sub 50 at Penn Relays, and then Miles and Isaac got their 50s, and then we wanted to put all that into state qualifier. So at that day, we ran the fastest we've ever done, and we ended up getting 317, and then it was really an amazing moment, really, because I love these guys more than anything. We've been through a lot together, state champs, Milrose, Laux, and it was really just an amazing time to end high school with those guys in the 4x4.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like relays are so special, because it's it just brings 4 people together, all with the same goal, but at the same, it's really nice to kind of share those victories and those great times with 3 other guys, and it's really just special moments and get to experience a bunch of meets too. It's cool.
It really shows that that track and field is really a team sport, as when it comes to Manasi, Isaac, and Miles, we push each other every single day at practice. We help each other, whatever workout. We may not like the workouts Pritchett gives us, but we push each other no matter what. I'll be in the front, I'll be helping them pace it. We'll be running fast. If they want to go faster, I can go faster with them. And really, we've really shown our hard work, our dedication, and our teamwork in those relays. And it's really just been awesome memories, as I love these guys to death.
You get through the free 50s together.
Yep. We get through the 350s, the 700s, the 450s.
The 3-bench staggered leadoff legs that you find yourself running a few times here and there.
So when it came to leadoff leg, it was really something I did last year during my junior year. Coach Intervallo wanted me to be second leg, actually, to catch these guys, but I pitched the idea of me being first leg so we can stay in the front mainly. So he really liked it a lot, and so it was me first leg. It was Isaac second leg, Max, Miles, or Manasi third leg, or Manasi would be second leg, and Obi would always anchor. So when it came to this year, I was really thinking should I really anchor? Because I think Obi did an amazing job as an anchor. We would always refer to him as the Hawk Down King, because he was he's that underdog dark horse that you may not know him, but he would hawk you down.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to fit that role, and I kind of questioned myself if I could really fit that role. But at Laux, actually, so I've been first leg. I was first leg most of winter season, apart from state champs where I was second leg. At Laux is where we finally decided to put me in anchor. So we did.
Junior year, right?
No, senior year.
Oh, senior. I thought you led off for Laux this year.
I did. So after Laux.
Oh, yeah.
I worded that wrong.
We're setting it straight. It's all good.
So I was first leg. Andy was second leg because Manasi wasn't there.
Krasner, right?
Yep, Krasner.
Another guy we yet to mention, huge 800 stud, bound for the Amherst Mammoths.
And Mr. 156, county champion also. Shared the title of captain with Andy. Love you so much. So when it came to Laux, we had a good takeoff and everything. There were some bits like our passes was a bit weak. So Isaac and Miles, their passes weren't the best, but Miles was never really interested in anchoring, as he really likes to catch them. But I'm going to say this in front of the camera, the real reason, Miles doesn't like to get hawked down. That's the real reason. So after that practice, we went up to Pritchett, where I said, I think it's time for me to anchor now. We'll put Manassi first leg. We'll then do Miles, Isaac, and then me. And then we then debuted it at the county championships, where it was Manassi to Isaac to one of our teammates, Jace, because Miles' hamstring wasn't feeling it. And then I anchored for the first ever time, and it felt really amazing.
That's such an honorable position, the 4x4 anchor. I only got to do it once my entire senior year, but it was during our league championships. It was just such a memorable moment. I caught two teams. I mean, it was
So you hawked them down.
I did. It was
a Carson hawk down
memory.
sounds terrifying.
You guys will definitely. I've been teasing sporadically the reacting to my old high school races. You are going to see that hawk down in there. I'm gonna not spoil it for now, but anchoring for the 4x4, it's just so honorable.
I feel like anchoring is just like fun. Like out of all the 4 legs, which would you say was your favorite?
Well, first leg was obviously very memorable, but I would have to give it to the anchor leg, as you're the one finishing the race, as to which Coach Pritchett refers taking it home, really. So I'd say like you could feel like a lot of stress when it comes to it, but I really feel really motivated, especially as when it comes to like catching anyone, as it really motivates me. It gets me like deep into that state of flow, and I really just feel prepared, really, and doing just no matter what to help my team.
There's a lot of strategy that always goes into that, but I think one event that you were remiss to mention at conference championships that we see a lot in the indoor season and in the outdoor season too, the 4x8.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you guys had an underrated 4x8 team too, so now potentially you might get a chance to pick that event up where you might not have had as much time to focus and collective like you did with the 4x4 with the roadie running Rams.
The 4x8 is always, I'd say it's really the best relay out of the 3.
Yes. I love the 4x8.
Out of the 4x1, the 4x2,
It's
4x5.
underrated. It's underrated.
I think it's really the best one, and really this New Rochelle team showed that like it's really amazing. As we had Andy, Jackson, Riley, the twins, and then a newcomer, Anthony Adanza, and I think they've done.
He was just a freshman this year, right, or sophomore?
He was a junior this year. This was his
I'm
first.
catching up to him.
This was his
Not
first year
literally.
doing indoor, and we really saw a lot of potential in him in the 800 to where we put him in it, and he went sub 2, and then he helps them go to state champs, and he helps them medal at state champs. I had my 4x8 sometimes, really, but it weren't the best, where I remember the day I got 48, I was immediately put in a 4x8, so
Oh no!
it killed my mood.
Congrats on a PR.
Let me
That
guess.
run
Let me
double
guess.
the distance.
Let me guess. They saw 48 and they were like, let's just slap an X in between the 4 and the 8.
So I didn't find that. I think I didn't find that out till after I run, where I was like, oh my gosh. So but it was like at the North Shore Autism Awareness Meet. So I really knew that we could possibly win it. So one of the girls, Cassie, she's a photographer. She took pictures. So there's a picture of me on the line where I'm just side eyeing like crazy because I don't want to run this race. So I just ran the race. I was cramping the second lap, so I was like, let me just kick a little bit. I ended up running like a 2:05. I was like, we weren't first, so I'm like,
After a 48, so long as you finish an 800-meter effort, I think that's a victory.
But also, when it comes to the 800, we do an 800 every single day at practice. So it was really annoying, but it really helps me understand the 800, really, as when it came to outdoor, the 800 was a focus we wanted to do. As my season opener was sub 2, which is, I don't mean to embarrass myself, that was sub 2 for the first time. And then we did the 800 again at Laux, which you guys commentated.
156, yeah.
And then we wanted to do like a super team at our class meet, where it was going to be me, Jackson, Andy, and Ant. But Andy was doing the mile at Eastern States up at
Iona. So I just did the 800, and Coach Rich is telling me, I want you to win this. I want you to run the fastest you've ever done and to just win this event and take home the section championship. And I had great competition. I had Claude Cherry.
Yeah.
Oh.
If anyone doesn't know, that's a North Rockland runner. I'd say he's like the best ever.
He has serious range. He ended up winning the same title you won indoors, but for the 1,000, right? The public school state title. He ran 2:28 3 times in the indoor season, and he's even run 4:12 in the mile and almost breaking 9 in the 2 mile.
That kid's
Crazy
got range.
I remember he didn't, at our state qualified meet, he didn't want to really try that much because he had the 4x8 later. He still qualified.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing. And I heard him I was in the warm-up area.
And I hear through the loudspeaker he wins the public state champs, and he's just so crazy. So it was really an honor to run against him in an 800, since I think his PR was like a 154 as in the split. So we went and did the race. I was with Anthony Jackson, but I mainly focused on Claudel. So I took out really fast.
Yeah, you guys went out in 55, I saw.
Yeah, so there was a lot of pushing and shoving. So I remember Claudio saying, as in he got affected with the pushing and shoving.
Oh.
And then I just remember taking out fast in the first lap, the back of my head is just telling me hey, where's Claudel? Where's Claudel? Where's Claudel? So I keep on going. I'm hearing my coach saying let's go, Ryan, now. So we're approaching the final 100 meters, and I hear breathing.
Oh no!
A track athlete's worst nightmare.
Where's Claudel?
It really started to. It's where I started to tap into that fourth gear, second gear, and then I just start kicking.
And then he's just right next to me. I'm all this kicking I'm doing, and he's already right next to me. So it was a battle to the end, and it's just me and him side by side. And he actually passes me at a point. It was a close point, and then I kept on speeding up.
Yeah.
And then
That 400 endurance.
is that 400 endurance. So and I look a little bit to my side, but not really a side eye, and his form, he's wobbling ish, and then that's where I crossed the finish line, and then I knew that I won because he didn't have the strength with the form. And then I talked to my coaches, Coach Foster and Coach Mark. He's you saw that kid's his arms going up. He's you won that because you had the better form overall. And I had to give Claudel a hug and everything. I was it was so great running with you. I think I blamed myself for the pushing shoving because I cut it in straight through. So I was hey, I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah. I'm sure he knew. Name of the game. 800 starts are underratedly so tough because it's elbows and shoving.
It's really a lot of pushing and shoving. And he told me he's that's the fastest I've ever run in 800. I was and it was and this was, in my personal opinion, the best race I've ever run.
You guys brought that out of each other. What more needs to be said? But yeah, you'll definitely get a nice return to normalcy once you run 800s in college, because you'll at least get your own lane for however much time that race is ultimately designated for. I think we've covered a lot about your potential in the 8, not just there, but with the 400. Another thing you told me is that you haven't really done a whole lot of weight room before college, and that's been a lot of the big workouts that you've been given thus far. So a big change to help you tap into more of what's untouched.
So when Pritchett came in, he said that he wanted us to really use the weight room, but there were just moments where we couldn't do it, especially since it was approaching mid-season, approaching end season, to where my teammate Kalechi is Ryan, you don't use the weight room at all. I would like to let you know, you run a 119 and you don't use the weight room. So he's if you ever talk to any of these coaches, I better hear you say that you don't use the weight room. So when it came to my visit to Rhode Island, where I had I would say where I just came down there, I met the coach, and then I had a little tour. They do focus on the weight room, which was a big reason that's why I wanted to come, because I do want to know how to really use the weight room, nutrition, and pretty much all the other stuff, because I have little to no knowledge of the weight room. I'm pretty sure I've used the weight room just a few times during this season, and one of them was with Pritchett, and some of those were alone times with some teammates, but it was pretty much close to nothing. So it's really something I want to get into, really with lifting weights and learning all these exercises, doing what they tell me, and I really think that they can help me a lot with that. at URI as they do focus on it. So I really can't wait for that.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly good, like, you're getting started in college, because then it's like, okay, it's fresh. You're already running 47 without the weight room, and then you're going to add that extra, like, advantage. And it's, like, good because, again, you're not, like, burnt out by the end of high school. You're ready for some little upgrade. Like, I remember I did not touch a weight until I got to college, and it did help a lot. So it'll be good.
So they really do want us to really focus on the weight room because we're not gonna like start competing till like January-ish. So like
Yeah, you guys have a while.
so like the
Finally get a fall off across.
oh, cross country.
So I remember
we don't
race
need to-
tense
we don't need to
cross
cover
country.
that.
I don't think for the sake of this podcast, I don't think we should get into my cross country season. I think you guys can look me up at Athletic Net and like make fun of me. Like I will take that cross country. It was a nightmare.
Oh gosh.
I am no Kieran McBride. I am no Andy Condon. No Ryan Sykes. Leave me alone.
Yeah, cross country as a mid-D runner is terrifying. Like
It was.
rough.
It was something my coaches wanted me to do. Coach Intervallo, like do cross country. So after my junior year, I finally decided to do it. I had like 3 weeks off about after state champs, and then we went into cross country training, and like I'm feeling it in my groins, I'm feeling it in my hips and calves.
Oh no.
Make it stop.
It was really to like I peaked in cross country. I peaked and my body just gave up, and it was like
God.
and like
The trauma.
Yeah, I still like Van Cortlandt though.
You like Van Cortlandt?
Whoa.
Have you run in the back hills?
The back hill's not that bad.
Oh man.
I've
That-
never run them, so I can't exactly comment on this.
I am
but
traumatized. That was my home
It was
course
on her
in
doorstep,
college.
yeah.
Oh man, but
I mean, maybe she tried. I didn't really try.
it's a standards thing, guys. Don't
Yeah.
get it. You VCP addicts do not get it twisted.
hey, I like the 6K course. We only had to go up a Freshman Hill at the real one
Only.
though.
So yeah, that's great. It's funny because you're actually not the first sprinter guest I've had on that does cross country. Ava Weiss, my 5th guest, who's won 2 now 400 hurdle state titles. She did cross country, and she's about to do it again for her senior year. So, just that love of running, carrying that forward. And you're going to, well, by the time of this episode release, but soon after the recording of this episode, carry that love overseas to Croatia. Peep the necklace.
Ooh.
Well, this is what we call a gerb, which is like on the logo for Croatia. Like this is the old one. So I used to actually have the modern one with the gold chain that my teta, which means on Croatian, got me. But I did a college visit and I lost it, and I was like my heart completely just ripped in half to where we went out to where like I couldn't. Like I was so depressed, and like I didn't even like want to tell her. And when she did, she was completely heartbroken, and I was like, maybe I might never get another one of these. So when I did graduation, I went out to dinner, and then she gave me a gift, this is actually her gerb, where she got the chain. So on the back it says Captain Ryan Love Teta. As my grandfather always called me, the Kapitan, which is captain in Croatian. So it's really something that means a lot to me. So I'm technically carrying my teta with me. So she's like, yo, you don't lose that. You're carrying me with you.
That's so sweet.
So yeah, as Carson said, I am going to be going on vacation to Croatia. I will be leaving this Saturday, which is the 26th. Yeah. Today's the 23rd at the time of we're recording.
Still July at the hindsight time of this. Remember, it's an August tour, but hey, you're gonna get to do a lot of fun sightseeing, exploring, and taking it all in.
Yeah, I've been to Croatia like every year except COVID, and it's been just amazing, really. As we wake up, we go to the beach every day, we go out every night, and my town is like really active, especially with tourists, but it makes it more fun. We go out, we'll get some drinks at like the bar. Not alcohol, just so you know. Just so I don't want to. PG. I drink Coca-Cola.
Ooh.
So.
NIL.
Hey Coke, how you doing? So it's pretty much an amazing time, really, to spend with my family over there. I'm currently learning how to read and write in Croatian.
Ooh.
Croatian is it's a hard language, but my uncle has always been saying like I can teach you how to read and write within an hour, and I started yesterday, actually no, 2 days ago, and I'm getting better and better. I'm gonna do my lesson tonight with my uncle.
All right.
And
So maybe by the time this episode is up, we'll have enough of that knowledge to translate it completely, give the captions for the Croatian audience.
I may not be able to speak it, but I'll
promises.
definitely pick something up with the 3 weeks I'm there in Croatia.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm gonna learn how to read and write. Like he told me, he's like, you gotta do this like on your own. You gotta like listen to music. They would recommend me to like listen to the channels to where it would be Croatian in the captions, to where I could read that and then I can understand it, and then listen to music, and then really just going out, because if you like meet all these people, like they may speak English, but like tell them like talk to you in Croatian. Like I'll tell my family to talk to me in Croatian, to where I can really pick something up, and then I can finally, after 17 years of my life, learn Croatian.
I think that'd be really cool. It's especially going like, to over to the country. Like I think they appreciate that, like being able to use the language and just like kind of like, connect with your heritage in a way. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it may be a hard language, but it's really a goal I really do want. And I believe that I can learn how to speak, because my dad actually learned Croatian late in his age, like when he was like an early adult. So there's still time for me. And when it came to my uncle, he knew how to speak, but he didn't know how to read and write. So I still do have time. So I'm hoping to make this work out.
Would you at any point maybe consider dual citizenship between USA and Croatia, in case you ever wanted to try and qualify for a global team if you continue to progress or go after national Croatian records?
So that's something I've talked about with my dad, as he told me, he's like, after my freshman year, hopefully, like I do amazing at Rhode Island, we can show this to like the Croatian government or something, and they can, if you're watching this, Croatian government, I would like a citizenship to Croatia, pretty please. So hopefully I can make the national team, and then they can give me that citizenship.
That would be so awesome, especially if, let's say, things go as you described it from your indoor season, right? A dream. If the dream continues at the rate that it has, right? LA 2028 is 3 years away. Olympian Ryan Temistokle, OLY? I don't know.
Now.
Make it work.
Hey, if you consider your first and last name, right? You've got an O in Temistokle, you've got an L in Temistokle, and you've got a Y in Ryan. So we just got to do a little unscrambling and duplication.
It's actually a little fun fact. The name Ryan doesn't actually exist in Croatian because there's no Y in Croatian.
Oh.
Just like Italian.
Yes.
What?
So
That's crazy.
my name would be spelled Rajan, like
Ryan, because the J is like a long I. Yeah.
So J means Y in Croatian.
That's so interesting. I never knew that.
There's a lot of languages I've found, like all other Germanic languages, not including English, like Dutch, German. Their J's mean the same as Y's would, or take that same place. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see that connection.
Yes, really. And when it comes to like really names, I have a twin sister, Isabella. I'm older by 4 minutes, so please address me as the older twin, please. So Isabella, and I have an older sister, Andrea, and those are Croatian names. So, and then one day I just searched up my name. I found out Ryan is Irish. That means little king.
I mean, hey, that's not a bad translation to have.
It's not a bad translation. And then I was actually texting my mom yesterday about like packing for Croatia, and I was like, I could do this easily. Ryan means little king for a reason.
I like that.
The little king has spoken and shared plenty of wisdom with us. It's been a great time chatting with you, Ryan. I want to ask, though, because you and I, we took a nice photo at States, and then you and Taylor took an even nicer photo at States where had the idea to hold a totally not photoshopped Carson up. What inspired that idea?
So really, when I first came to state champs, I just saw you like out of nowhere, and then I just looked.
I was wearing my roadie blue shirt. Yeah.
Oh my
I saw you, and I saw like the media on you. I saw your face. I was like, wait a minute, is that Carson? So I immediately just like had to go up to you. I'm like, I need that picture and everything. And then I told you how I'm super happy for state champs. I'm so happy to get 47. And you mentioned to me about Taylor. I was like, I gotta meet.
We had to get the picture together, which we did, but you know what I'm saying. Right?
Yes. So I was like, you gotta see Taylor. You gotta see Taylor. I was like, I wish I could see like both of you guys. So we were texting, like hopefully to see, so I could see both of you guys. But you had to leave early, so I asked my coaches, can we stay for the 4x4, because that was the last event of the Federation Day. And then as we started packing, I'm with Manasi. I'm like, Manasi, let's go see Taylor. So then we went up to the bleachers, and that's when I finally met you.
Yeah,
and then we took our pictures, and then you mentioned about including Carson in like a way.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey.
Thank you.
We had to make it happen. We were talking about we got to get a picture of the three of us.
Yeah.
But I was like, you were long gone by then, so we had to make it funny.
So I came up with an idea. I'm like, Manasi, take one more picture. I was like, let's hold up Carson in like a way to know if Carson was there. So I was thinking about doing like my last Instagram post for track and field, where I wanted to include some prom pictures. I then like thought of the idea of like getting Carson, so I was looking all over Carson's Instagram for like a good photo for me to cut up, and it was as he just did his little pose for Penn Relays.
Yeah, my
And then-
Penn Relays promo post. That was the Top Ocean Breeze as my states teaser for 2024 for context.
So I just went on Snapchat and I just cut it out and I just edited the one with me and Taylor.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, we had to pick him up.
Yeah.
And then it was at nighttime, and I sent that immediately to you, and then you absolutely loved it.
Oh, I was dying laughing. I was like, this came out perfect.
I could not believe it.
I was glad. Thank God I checked my Instagram when I did, because you DM'd me, and I was like, okay, I gotta find Ryan. And luckily you were like right up there, so I'm glad we made it work. It was fun.
And I was trolling Carson about. I was like, you gotta wait for my next Instagram post.
Well,
you'll finally
it's
see the
okay,
photo."
because I got you back by keeping you guessing as to our previous two Westchester tour guests.
You got one of the two.
You did.
I did get one of those.
Shout out Haley Donovan. So with that, I think we are at a good place to leave it for now. Of course, we got a whole lot to look forward to with you, with our seasons coming up, Taylor. But I just wanted to say a personal thank you to Ryan for being such a nice dude. Like, ever since I first met you at Niski, and Taylor, I'm sure you recall the first time that you guys met this past indoor season.
I remember. It was when you broke 80 seconds for the first time, and this is when I said Temistokle, but so I
used to say Temistokle, so
I will say that was one of the best races I had seen at the Armory the entire season. So I get super hype on the mic. He runs up to me like it's like not even like he had just run the fastest race. He's like, "You're the GOAT," and then just ran off, and that like made my entire day. It was awesome.
It was really an amazing day that year. I'd say. So when it came to like the 600, during my first half of the season, it wasn't really the best, as my season opener was like a 125, and then as I was about to do my second one, I sprained my ankle at the Freedom Games at the Ocean Breeze.
Oh no!
So I jumped off the track once I gave my baton to Isaac, and then it just like curved. I don't know why I just did that. So and then I missed my Milrose qualifier. But they did it without me, because we really have like a good team, a good squad depth. And I came back a few days later to where I went to my league meet, and then I just did 123, defended my title, and then I ran that race with the flu. So then I missed another week of practice. So it was really all like mentally challenging when it came to like the first half of my season. And then because immediately once I came back, we were in county weeks. And then I was defending my county title, to which I won last year against my friend Arjun Oja. Yo, if you're watching this,
we're gonna
respond to my snap right now.
ping you again, baby.
So I was defending it against Davis Patterson, and Davis had the better PR. But when it comes to like, I don't really like think about PRs. I just go in there and like do the best I can do. Like, if you're better than me, like it's not really gonna stop me from getting those cones first, being the first one, the first lap. And really, I try to like do what I did with Arjun last year, trying to hawk him down when he passed me in the backstretch, but I failed to do it with the lean, as Davis beat me in the lean. So, and then I got like 122, and it was like by like 2 milliseconds. And then Coach Richie comes up to me, he's like, "You did amazing, like you sprained ankle, flu, all that." And then I wasn't really like in like the mood really for it. I was really like upset because like we're now approaching states, and I have yet to like make any progress. So it was really mentally challenging for me. I was like, that was on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember thinking about it Sunday night, and I swear the next day I was like actually crying in my room because of how mentally challenging it's really been. But like Coach Richard says, like you have to trust me. I want to thank Manasi Simpkins so much, my best friend, for helping me throughout the sprained ankle, the flu, and with what happened at counties, and like he's always believed in me. And also Anderson Krasner, Jackson Riley O'Rourke, and the other distance crew for cheering me on. So when it came to state qualifiers, I was against Michael Cromwell and Davis Patterson. It was like a whole.
It was like the Avengers. It was like crazy. I remember looking at that lineup before, and I was like, "This is crazy."
It was like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, like the main event of WrestleMania, like a full-on triple threat.
WWE at the Armory.
I'm a huge WWE fan, if anyone doesn't know, and I'm a huge Roman Reigns glazer. So, and Andy and the distance guys are like there at the railings, like cheering me on. I know Manasseh's up there in the stands with Coach Bridges. So when the race went down, I just stayed up with Cromwell, and then I let Davis pass me in the second lap. And then when it came to the last lap, like I'm hearing like the Armory really go crazy. Like I'm probably hearing Andy go crazy, Manasseh go crazy. When I saw the video, like Andy's like tapping on the track, like saying like it's time to go. So normally I usually run like with my fingers relaxed, but that's when I first started to get my surge, as you said. Like I immediately like turned my hands to the fist and I just kept going. I kept on going. And then I passed Cromwell, and then I exited the final stretch ready to pass Patterson. I was in like full speed, and then I'm just hearing like the Armory go crazy. And normally like when I'm in that like state of flow, like I try to like what I say is like be like outside of the world. But, like,
It's hard to hear when you're in that state.
Oh yeah.
I'm just hearing it all go crazy. I'm hearing you go crazy, and it was. Once I crossed the finish line, I knew I was getting like 121, 120, and then like I just like started screaming and everything. I was like so happy.
Yeah. No, you were, because like I had never seen someone more excited after a race than you after that. Because I was like 119. I was like, this is nuts. That was crazy. The place was so loud. Like I was screaming in the mic. But those are the best kinds of races, especially at the Armory, because it's so like packed and it's like exciting. It's cool.
And this was just section 1.
Yeah, like crazy.
And it was like, I'd say without that, it was like the best race, like the whole meet. Like, and I thought the 2 mile was going to be hard to compete with, but then I'd say like the 600 was.
It was lit.
Race. And then I exit out, and then the distance guys are like celebrating with me. Like, dude, you look so good. Coach Pritchett came down there, and then I came out to the stands. I was with Manasseh and all of them, and it's like, hey, it's time for you. It's time for you to return to that 4x4. And I was like, let's go.
All right, locked in.
That's probably the best response to that you could ever have, because I know I would just be ready to.
It's just gonna go to bed. Good night.
It's a metaphor. Anyways, that was the story of how Taylor became the GOAT.
Exactly.
The GOAT with the great commentating voice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love doing it for you guys. It's fun.
The GOAT guest hosts for the first.
Yeah, this was fun.
Hopefully many times on In Full Stride. Ryan, we've been wanting to make this episode happen for days, for weeks. We've been plotting it about it. We've been DMing about it, and here it is, man.
This was like immediately after States, because Jonas texted you to get me on the podcast. I was like, Jonas, thank you so much for basically passing me a lob and for screenshotting your DMs with Carson on the podcast.
Everybody, make sure you leave a like for the Jonas Krasner alley-oop. Comment your thoughts down below and subscribe. And stay tuned for some more. Wish this future Ram some good luck and safe travels to and from Croatia.
Thank you so much, and thank you to you guys for inviting me on here. And you know, I'm obviously going to stay in contact with you. And we gotta do our stuff to promote this podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Make sure you guys follow Carson and Taylor as they report for Mile Split and everything else. Taylor also works for the Armory, so do your thing, show these guys love and support, really. And it was really just an honor to really be on this podcast, as this is something that we've been in the works for, and it really has delivered, really.
Yeah,
so.
And it was an honor to have you here.
Yep, it's an honor to have you here as a special.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
This was fun.
The story continues, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Bye, guys.